Let's quickly make an iOS app that shows a list of data downloaded from the internet. In this case, I've got a nice Pokedex file hosted on GitHub with JSON information for all of the Pokemon. You can see it's a simple JSON object with a key, which is an array of objects representing Pokemon. So in my Swift app, I just download the JSON by using string contents of URL, and I print it out. But I still have a long way to go before I can actually show this in my app. What's the next step? Well, with quicktype, it's really easy. I'm going to copy this URL, and I'm going to add a file to my project. I paste the URL in the file, and then I'm going to rename it pokedex.url. Now, quicktype is going to look at that URL and generate the types I need in my program. So now I can type let pokedex equal pokedex.fromJSON, and I'll just pass it the JSON directly. And let me hit a breakpoint and run my program. So now, instead of just a big string of JSON, I see that I have this Pokemon value with 151 objects in it, and each one represents a Pokemon, where all of its data has been picked out of the JSON correctly. The next step is to add it to my interface. So I'm going to remove this breakpoint, and I'm going to make a class-level reference to the Pokedex. Save this value into the class-level variable, and then I'll replace the sample data objects with Pokedex.Pokemon.count. And instead of getting a sample date object, I'm going to take the Pokedex.Pokemon. I don't need to cast it because the type is correct. Object is now called a Pokemon. And instead of object description, I actually have all the fields from the data. Pokemon dot, let's take his name. And then let's show its picture. Cell dot, now we run our program. And here we get a list of all the Pokemon and their pictures. Pretty easy. So how do we do that? Well, quicktype is a utility that can inspect JSON or download JSON from URL samples, infer the type of that JSON, and output our model code, which is what happened here. This models.swift file was generated by quicktype when we built the project. And you can see it inferred the type of a Pokemon, the Pokedex, and even this evolution field that's used within the Pokemon value, and then helper code for serializing it, and even the coding keys. You can see that it's generated coding keys that are more natural for us to type in Swift, which doesn't tend to use underscores in property names. This was all added as a build phase. So before we build, we quicktype the sample data directory, and we output a models file in Swift. That's how easy it is to integrate quicktype into Xcode and make it super simple to work with JSON data in Swift. Thanks.